They're calling it exceptional, but we won't know the content, the exact contents of that deal until, of course, it is ratified by the two parties, the WGA, the Writers Guild of America, and the AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which represents some of the big studios like Netflix, Amazon, Sony, or NBC Universal. Of course, we do know that the WGA, the Writers Guild, had a long list of demands when that strike began. A few examples include a minimum number of writers per TV show, a fairer system of remuneration, of payment when it comes to those royalties that takes into consideration the impact that streaming services have had on the sector, and also, of course, one big fear, the use of artificial intelligence. The Writers Guild did want protections against that use of artificial intelligence. What we do know is that this deal, this tentative deal, was struck after a 5-day marathon of talks, and we do know that the CEOs of several big studios were personally involved, the CEOs of Disney, for example, or NBC Universal and Netflix as well. What is next is that both boards of the WGA will now have to vote on this deal before it is then sent to the 11,000 members of this writers union for them to approve this deal, and we are looking at potentially an end to the strike maybe Tuesday if all these groups do vote and agree on this deal that was struck with the AMPTP.
As I mentioned, Wesley, no deal yet though for the actors, is there?
Yeah, it's hard to believe maybe, but the actors and the AMPTP have not had any talks since the strike began on July 14th, the actors' strike, that is. The AMPTP made it very clear, was very public about the fact that they were focusing their efforts on trying to find a deal with the Writers Guild of America before focusing on the actors. What we do know right now is that SAG-AFTRA, the actors union, has issued a statement this evening saying that they did congratulate the writers on finding a strike, but that they were remaining focused on finding or on getting the necessary protections for their own members, and they remain committed to achieving necessary gains for their members. But it might actually take a while. If you look at the timeline with the Writers Guild, it was 3 months before there were actually any talks between the writers and the studios, and then those happened for a few days, and then they sort of petered out before they finally took off again earlier this week. So if we are looking at that timeline, it might not happen anytime soon for the actors, but it is very necessary to get this Hollywood machine back up and running.